Hello everybody, and welcome to Loop Hero. So I'm not going to be having a camera today. I'm trying out a different style, and also for this game in particular, I think if I did have a face cam, most of what you would be seeing is just me furrowing my brow thinking about my next decision. Okay, we're back after my grievous error. I am not going to continue the game that I've been playing. I wanted to start a new one and leave the tutorial in so you can all see it. This is a very interesting little roguelike kind of game. The stars in the sky are going out, one by one. But no one notices it. No one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there is still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed. Even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there will always be someone who is willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. Where am I? I can't see anything except this path. My head is killing me. I remember only a skeleton with a staff up in the sky. This darkness was coming from him. Did he destroy everything around here? Just standing here won't do me any good, I guess. So this is Loop Hero. The majority of the screen, the majority of the game takes place on a screen that looks like this. We could switch between planning and adventure mode. This is kind of a, it's not an auto battler, though there are automatic battles. We walk around the little loop here. Hope I'll be able to find some shelter before nightfall. If night still even exists without the sky, that is. Pay attention to the day progress bar at the top of the screen, right up here. New enemies usually appear at the end of the day. Continue your journey by changing the game mode. Space, right-click, mode switch. A living ball of slime. Quite a nuisance. They digest anything they can. Hey, I remember this creature. Maybe I just need to freshen up my memory and everything will go back to normal. Traveling, fighting, and most other actions are done automatically. So, kind of an auto-battler. It's hard to fight with your bare hands. I think there's an undigested weapon in the remains of that thing. We'll equip our little axe, get some extra damage. I think I remember there was a grave nearby. Are these even my memories? Or do they belong to that slime? Grove. So as we beat enemies, we draw these cards that we can then place on the map that affect how the journey will go. So like the grove. Spawns a rat wolf every 2 days. Rat wolves can move to adjacent tiles. So it does exactly what it says, but at the same time, we also gather resources as we walk through them. Which we'll see after we kill the rat wolf. A forest rat wolf. I was right. Some emotional stress, a few vivid images, and a bit of adrenaline, and I'll forget it all like a bad dream. I mean, I'll remember it all like a bad... Damn it! Good thing nobody heard that. I love our protagonist. He's got some very good lines over the course of the game. Damage 4 to 6, pure damage. I'm not actually familiar with the pure damage stat. I don't know what that is, but we will equip it. As you probably already noticed, you can get new items and cards during battles. Some items have unique features, as do most of the cards. By hovering over an item and card, you can inspect its properties, which we've already been doing. Forest. A thick forest. Nobody knows who or what could be lurking inside it. Makes you a bit nervous, but we get plus 1% attack speed. So we get to place these, forests and rocks, outside of the path. So we place that, we get a little resource, and we'll place a rock over here. Plus 3 HP, plus 3 more HP for every adjacent rock or mountain. Good. So there's a mountain over there, and a forest over here. The world's almost back. The branches and stones in my backpack are a sure sign of that. Got our little resources in our backpack. Some of your actions will yield resources that you will need later on, but not right now. But that shouldn't stop you from looking at them right now. Continue your journey. And that was a loop. I think it's time to get some rest. The game itself is a journey on a looped path. Only you will decide when it's time for the hero to return to the camp. Either you or the fangs and claws of your enemies, of course. You can retreat almost any time, but a special animation will let you know when it's safer to do so. Retreat to camp by pressing the button. You get to keep everything. The camp is right nearby. Now's the perfect chance. Get out of here. It's cold and dark here. A small fire can solve both of those problems. Nice place to set up camp. This is when all resources you've gathered will come in handy. Who would have thought? You have just enough wood and stones to make a campfire. What a nice coincidence. Build a campfire using the building function while in a camp. Press the build button, select the campfire, and place it. I will. Right in the center. And so we've started our camp. You've beaten this annoying tutorial. You can now start your first expedition, or not. Do as you wish. So we have our little campfire. The hero restores 20% of his max HP upon entering the campfire tile. And we'll just jump right into the next expedition. This path. Everything is wrong, but I remember. It looks like a completely different place, and it's empty again. Do my actions have any meaning? Like I have a choice. If I need to give up and cry to save the world, I'm the worst savior of all. Let's do it. Just fighting some slimes, getting some resources. We got some armor. Slap that on, give us 84 max health. So I discovered this game, I think shortly after its release. You'll probably hear me say this a lot over the course of the channel, but this is a game I discovered shortly after its release thanks to the YouTube channel Retromation. We'll start placing our rocks and our mountains. So we have some new cards. Battlefield spawns a chest on an adjacent tile each loop. Enemies on the tiles around it can become ghosts when they die. So we want to be smart. We want to kind of place this where we shouldn't be facing a lot of enemies. That way we'll just keep getting the chests, but we're less likely to get those ghosts. And spider cocoons. It just spawns some spiders. So we don't want to give it too many places to spawn spiders on. But I also don't just want to dump it all on one, because then they'll pile up. And it'll be a really hard tile to get through. Oh, we got a shield and I didn't even notice. Slap that on, get some defense. And even more new cards. Beacon. Plus 40% movement speed within its range, plus 20% attack speed for all units. So it just makes the battles go a little faster, which I am certainly a fan of. We'll place this other mountain as well. And some more stuff. So we have a Gladius, 4 to 6 damage or an axe 3 to 5. Obviously we'll be taking the Gladius. And a ring with plus 2 to pure damage. Can I hover over here and tell me what the stats do? No? Okay. We got a Vampire Mansion. Hungry eyes follow your every move through the holes in the roof. Adds vampires to battles on the tiles around it. So I assume we do want to do that. I'm fine double stacking the battlefield and the Vampire Mansion. I don't mind vampires turning into ghosts every now and then. Because I'm assuming we get more cards and gear out of the vampires, so a good thing to have down. Getting stronger. Oh, so I imagine damage 8 to 12, so we can do 8 to 12 damage per strike, and pure damage might just be guaranteed damage on top of that. Like I said, I have played this game, but there are some things that I've never particularly researched. And the game doesn't do an excellent job of explaining to you. Oblivion erases any established tiles, erases monsters from the road. Hang on to that. Those become very valuable towards the end of the run. Just give me more treasure chests. Meadow heals 2 HP at the start of each day. We'll make our little meadow down here, how about? Notice as the more tiles we place, the more this bar is progressing. Map completion. When this bar is filled, the boss of this chapter will appear on your campfire tile. So sometimes we gotta be a little bit choosy about the tiles we're placing, because we can only place so many. Meadows are never a bad idea. So for today's video, I was actually going to originally play a game called Hacknet, which is basically a hacking simulator game that was gifted to me for Christmas by my fiance's father. Counter and vampirism. So counter is a % chance that you will strike back at an enemy after they hit you. Vampirism being like lifesteal. So I believe that means I will get back 8% of the damage I do as health. I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on that. So like I said, I was gonna play Hacknet, but as oh, back off, human! A vampire! Where are your lands? If your farmers need help, I would be glad to offer it. No more lands, no more flock. Only hundreds of years of emptiness. And hundreds of years of hunger. Save yourself while you still can. I don't know how long I can keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but you can't trick my hunger. It demands its fill. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me, and I will set this crumbled world right. That's right, I'm doing this not just for myself, but for everyone, in the name of the greater good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. I have always enjoyed villains that consider themselves justified, like they're trying to save something, be the hero, but of course going about it by killing me is not quite the answer. It's a mimic! Oh, I didn't realize it was paused when I hovered over it. Vampires often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped our settlements prosper. But this won't do it all. Now they're just pale shadows of their former selves, both physically and mentally. Apparently blood of other creatures can't sustain them. He wasn't joking about the hunger. Even the creatures around him were imbued with the power to drain someone else's life. I'll stop for a moment, start placing some meadows. Place some mountains. We'll do another beacon. Do they stack? It doesn't say they don't, so I'm going to assume that they do. So yeah, I was going to play Hacknet. I keep forgetting to equip stuff. But I hopped into the game for a little bit, and it's definitely interesting. But it was not super engaging as far as your guys' experience. So that might be something that I stream at some point. Because then, we can all be talking while we do it. Here's another mechanic of the game. As we place a little 3x3 grid of rocks, it becomes a mountain peak. Plus 121 max HP, plus 5 max HP for every adjacent mountain or rock tile, spawns a harpy every 2 days. So a lot more health, but it will start filling the board at a certain point. And we got a road lantern. Reduces the maximum number of spawning enemies on the tiles around it. Road lantern effects can stack. So we can just make kind of a safe area. Which I might start working on. I might kind of fill this area with road lanterns and then put groves on the path. So I'm just getting resources as I pass through them and not having to fight anything. Ah, yes, that's right. That's what I was looking for. Blooming Meadow. Flowers get a feel for the world and bloom with pleasant smells. So I heal an additional HP at the start of every day because I put something next to it. I need to remember that. Vampirism 17%, so about a fifth. Let's keep an eye on that this time. Okay, well, it's not going to help all that much. We did 19... Ah, man. Okay. So we're at 539. We were at 539. We took 7. So we're at 532. We dealt 16 and gained 3. So yeah, a little less than a fifth. So vampirism is that percentage of the damage you deal, you heal back. So if we can, we might just hack up on vampirism. Become immortal. Placing those groves I was talking about. Yeah, let's just start placing them around stuff. And the treasury gives a random basic resource after placing anything on an empty tile around it. Must be surrounded by empty spaces when you build it. That would have been great for me to have been paying attention to before. But let's do that, and then as we get some more meadows, we'll just start putting them around the treasury. The harpy spawned, and because we placed enough rocks, we got the goblin camp going. The sounds of backstabbing can be heard from miles away. Spawns a goblin on an adjacent tile once a day. Appears for every 10 mountain or rock tiles. But honestly, I don't feel... Well, we'll fight some goblins first, and then I'll obliterate their camp. We'll give them a chance, at least. Other stat that's really important to start getting is attack speed. At some point, obviously just attacking more, and that's going to pair really well with vampirism. We'll put that there. We'll make that part of the Road Lantern plan. Ooh, some really good stuff. Some more defense, even more defense, regen per second, and 6% vampirism. That's awesome. Vampirism 9% in exchange for pure damage, defense, and counter. Ooh, boy. That's most of our vampirism. It's a really good ring, but I think I'm just gonna chill with what I have for now. The Battle of the Vampires. Just dealing each other's life away. Counter 9 and evasion. So evasion is just a damage. A percent chance to just avoid the damage entirely. Dang, dude. Armor. More defense, more vampirism, and some damage to all. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, attack speed, counter, and evasion. It's just gonna keep giving me better and better rings, but all of them are not gonna have vampirism. Place some rocks. Okay, we got a goblin, so I'm just gonna blow up their camp. The sole survivor. Let's see, a little bit less damage, but some defense and some counter. I'll make that wager, that's fine. If you're noticing a difference in my audio... Oh, hang on. Stop! Where did these goblins come from? I don't remember remembering you. We remembered ourselves! Now give us all your things! You have no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in this world first? You can do everything you want when I'm done. Goblin must rob! No other order in the world! Fair enough. Guess I don't have any good objection to that. Oh, wait, I do have one. How about murder? Oh wow, he's kicking my butt a little bit. He attacks so fast. He's not hitting for much, but still. It's strange how these creatures appeared here on their own. Maybe it means everything is actually not so bad, and the world is trying to restore itself. That, or even the apocalypse, isn't enough to get rid of some pests. I would say rude, but, you know, you hashed it out with him, and he was unreasonable. Place another treasury. Hopefully we can start getting some more meadows soon, so we can start filling that area out. So yeah, see, we're getting some resources as we're passing through those spots. Ooh, level 4. 15 to 23 damage. That might be worth the losing those abilities. No! What do you mean, no? You want to save the world. You want to ask for help. Our answer is no. How did you... But why no? We see far away. We see deep inside. For a long time there has been an emptiness instead of the sky, but it doesn't stop us from seeing. Your saving the world is one-sided and naive. Each person sees their own way to save the world. That's why no one will ever join you. Fine. I don't fully understand it, but tell me your version. How do you see saving the world? By my progeny and kin. May they live and be strong. May they join the cycle of life and death. That is life. That is the world. I will kill you and feed your flesh to my starving younglings, and life will go on. And how many lives can your blade prolong as you kill again and again? Only one. I don't want you to die, and I don't want your children to die of hunger. Please, try to see reason. If my mission succeeds, the Harpies can have all the sky and all the hunting grounds they need. I can't feed my children with your beautiful words. Farewell. So, save for the goblin, the game really does try to sort of justify a lot of the enemies in the game, which I do love. Nothing like a moral gray area. I feel awful. By fixing one evil, I'm causing another. There's no home for Harpies except in the highest mountains, but there's no food there. I can't even imagine how they managed to survive if their mountains were cut off from reality. I don't know that I would call it an evil, though, doing what he did. I mean, he had to defend himself. But our protagonist is just a sweet cinnamon roll, and he's too good. He's too good for this world. So the vampirism is definitely working, but I am going to need some more things going on, because they definitely took a chunk out of me. More road lanterns. I'm going to keep spamming them on this area here. Okay, let's see here. 14 to 20, so a little less damage, but more defense and more attack speed. Let's go for it. As I was trying to say earlier, if you're noticing a difference in my audio, however slight, hopefully just a bit more clarity, it's because my microphone is now off my desk. I have a boom arm now, big thanks to my good friend Aurora, whose Christmas present to me came in the form of a Best Buy gift card, which I used to, it went towards a solid chunk of the price of this thing, by which I mean most of the price of this thing. So very appreciative there. What are we looking at? Evasion and defense. Defense and vampirism. More vampirism, more defense, but just, or well, a little bit less defense. I think we're probably good. We're hot to trot right now. I will pause because I've been getting cards that I've been ignoring. We'll just keep elongating the grove there. More rocks. There we go. Start putting meadows in there. And then at some point, if we don't get to fill out the area around the treasuries towards the end, we'll just save even like mountains and rocks and stuff and just spam them all over there. Oh, meadows. Now you don't need to keep pausing like I've been doing. Whenever you like look at stuff and look around, you can just, it'll pause it for you for the most part. It's just a matter of habit. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. The treasure we've been getting from the vampire encounters has been pretty good so far, so. And another key feature, because you might be thinking, oh, well, if you get gear that, you know, you don't want to use, it's just going to waste. Not so. Ooh, 12% vampirism. We're up to 38% vampirism. But yes, not so. As your inventory fills up and your equipment gets booted off to the side, you get free resources. I think it's been the scrap metal. Pretty cool. I am making a misstep here, though. I played this game yesterday, and out of habit, I continued placing rocks in more 3x3 grids in the hopes of making more mountains. But I think you can only make the one. So what I need to be doing is placing them all around the base mountain, because we get +5 max HP for every adjacent mountain. Just like this one. So we need to be sort of emphasizing over there. Grow. Keep making the groves longer. Also, apologies if my voice still sounds a bit off. I have, prior to a couple days ago, I was sick for about a week and a half. Which I know I've said in a past video, but now I'm kind of... I'm just about over it. I'm a little congested, a little gunked up still, so... And it was rough. I don't usually have sicknesses hanging on to me for that long, but it stuck around for a while. Thank you to my dear beloved family members who came to Christmas sick. Same mistake. Make sure you're placing them around there. More grove. I should have planned this better so I could make like a little square. I guess I could just do it. Oh, you can't. That's right. Okay, so what I should be doing is hanging on to treasuries and placing them with empty spaces like I did with these two, but make them in like a little square pattern. That would be the most efficient. So I should have placed it up here so it would... Oh. One thing that has definitely taken some adjustment that I'm still not used to in terms of producing YouTube videos is trying to eloquently and continuously not think things internally, just be straight brain to mouth with all of my thoughts in the thought process of playing the games and the decisions that I'm making, because oftentimes I will get moments like you just heard where I will say, oh, this is what I should have done. I should have, and then I'll give like a half measure of the explanation and then just continue, because in my brain I've completed it, even though that's not what we need. 1% less vampirism, which I think we can definitely sacrifice for 100 more health and 2 more damage. Good to me. As I was saying before, I found this game shortly after it came out, thanks again to Retromation, who, if you like roguelikes, you should absolutely go check out, as that is almost exclusively what he plays on his channel. We're going to blow up that goblin camp too. Oh, the groves up there are filling up a little bit. I have not been getting that many road lanterns. Oh, I turned into a ghost. No! The ghost turned into a ghost? Ghost of a ghost? Oh my gosh. Give me a break. There's a lot of good roguelike content. And I really just enjoyed some late nights playing this game, in which I could mostly just relax. Of course, I'm between fights looking at equipment, placing things, but even while I'm talking to you guys right now, I will say, like right now, I'll place this meadow, I'll hit right click, and then I will take my hand off the mouse entirely. And I'll just kind of get to chill for a second. And now that gets to translate into me just chilling and talking to you guys. It's nice to have games that give you a moment of reprieve from the game itself to just focus on the commentary. Which is absolutely quality commentary, especially with the time that I have to think My big brain just producing such entertaining thoughts. Am I right? I am dying. This is... Something is not coming together the way that I would like it to. I'm wondering if it's my raw damage. Or if it's the fact that I'm hard focusing vampirism. If they just gave me more vampirism, it would be fine. So of course there is an aspect of luck to this, in hoping that you get the gear with the stats that you're building towards, or just that you get good gear in general. Even if it's not what you're working towards, hopefully it's at least decent. Which, to that end, I might actually have to start taking a look at these other rings. Plus 16% attack speed might actually just be worth it. So you can see how much faster our little attack bar is building now. Build! I was already in planning mode, so I took it out of planning mode like a fool. That might be worth it too, just more damage. I did it again! Alright, you guys have to remind me, I'm in planning mode. Not to mess with it. $40 damage. Oh man, the skeleton hits like a truck. Alright, thanks for reminding me, guys. I remembered. Just make the loop longer. Make it faster. I'm gonna blow up all these spiders. Get more health. Of course, it's max health. I don't just get the health. Defense, 24 attack speed. It's something. Everything's something. I might just have to go raw damage, just kill things faster. This is a tough one. This seems like the right choice so far. I'm still quickly dying, but I mean, that's what happens when you fight a full screen of enemies. Put it right in front of me, get some free resources. I think I want the Spider Grove. If I survive. I might just have to tap out at the camp to bring my resources home. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. This will be a Loop Hero viewer exclusive sort of canvassing question. I am curious if you guys would be interested in me playing some VR games on the channel. I do have the capability for that. I would just need to get a longer USB-C cable. But it is absolutely something on the table, and something that I would like to do because I love VR games. I just plug my Quest 2 into the computer and let the computer run whatever you guys might be interested in seeing. So let me know if you'd be interested in that, what games you'd like to see if so. And that might be something we look at putting up on the channel next. Don't know if we're gonna make it. We have 99 health. Oh, we're so close. Oh, which means I actually have to stop putting stuff down. Otherwise the boss is gonna spawn. And he's a rough one. Oh, I died. Okay, well, I guess I won't worry about it. You've died in battle. Death does not favor the fallen, but it made a little exception for you. Retreat, you keep 30% of all resources found. So we lose all this stuff, which is definitely a bummer. We get to keep a little bit. Can't believe it. Hey, everybody! The boy managed to return! Survivors? Does this mean I'm not alone anymore? Where did you come from? Is there still a place without darkness? We don't know where we came from. That, or we can't remember. These few people are all that's left of our group, I think. You're not sure? We're not sure. We reached that conclusion based on the abandoned luggage and leftover daily rations. Each day we see the signs of other people's presence around us, but as far as we know, they don't exist and never did. It's like we forgot them. Forgot them? Exactly. It's as if people are disappearing every day and we instantly forget they existed, just like we forgot where they came from. And our families. Maybe even ourselves. My name is Yota. That I still remember. Everyone else's memories are not much better. That's why I remember so little about myself. Everything is forgotten. But wait. You said I managed to return. That means you remember I was here. Yes, that's why it's so important to us. We saw you leave, but you were gone before we could approach you. Listen, we can't keep wandering in this emptiness anymore. There's a campfire here, and enough space for a few sleeping bags. A real luxury in dark times. What do you say? Of course you can stay. I'd be very grateful if we could team up. I want to put everything right. I'm only beginning to remember the world as it was before. But there's no point to it without other people. It's too lonely without them. Remember the world? I don't get what you're talking about. I'm too exhausted. But we'll be glad if you could help us, and we'll be glad to help you. Just don't ask us to follow you out there. I don't know how you managed to return, but for us leaving the group is too dangerous. I will ask no such thing of you. For now I just want to have a place to return to, a place where I can hear other people's voices. We weren't joking about helping you. Here are the few things that survive the cataclysm and don't vanish. Don't become forgotten. Take it. You might need it. She's given us some extra resources. So we've got some empty little spots that we can start building, maybe, if we have enough resources. So we can build the field kitchen. Plus 10% to the campfire's healing power unlocks the Blood Grove card, which is a personal favorite of mine. And the Herbalist's Hut. Potion heals 4% of your max HP. You can take up to 3 potions with you. 2 potions are refilled at the camp. Unlocks the Swamp card. I don't remember the Swamp card. And the Smithy. Provides the basic warrior gear at the start of each expedition. Unlocks the ability to craft tools for the camp if the supply depot is built. And as you can see, there is a large tree of additional places that we can build to further expand and give ourselves abilities and buffs in the coming fights. And there are, note how the Smithy says the basic warrior. And that's what we're doing right now. There are other classes in this game, not other characters. As your character has memories of different lives they've lived and gain different abilities based on those. I think it's I want to say it's the Refuge. Could be the Intel Center, but then there's like a rogue style character, and then I believe it's the Crypt. Will unlock my personal favorite, the Necromancer. And something to know about me, if a game lets you play as a Necromancer, that game just got like 100% cooler to me. I love Necromancers, I love the aesthetic and the abilities, the way they're implemented in games. One of my favorite characters to play in Dungeons & Dragons, which I play with my friends, is a Necromancer. It's great. You know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. What? Were you waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a hearth, a couple of knives, a bucket of potatoes, 3 onions, and some ham. Nothing special. Everything is very simple. But give me a few minutes and everyone in this camp will be running to my table, following the tasty smell of a good stew. I mean, you can make a pretty tasty stew with just that stuff going on. Then we can upgrade it in addition to that. We get the expanded starting menu, so now we can mess with our deck, the cards that we can draw, so we can just go ahead and add the Bloodgrove in there, as well as Chrono Crystals. Doubles the effect of a day's passing on the tiles around it, which for the most part for us would just either spawn additional enemies, which clearly we need. That last one was way too easy and we definitely beat it, or the meadow. Get us some additional healing, so definitely worth it. But we'll leave the Chrono Crystals off for now. We'll just be taking the Bloodgrove with us. Of course, that is assuming that we get a second episode, because that, I believe, is all the time that I have for this one. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to Loop Hero. If you want to see more of it, let me know. Also, tell me what you think of the no face cam on this one. If it was nice to see the full screen, or if you miss my beautiful face. Don't forget to like the video, one of the most helpful things that you can do for the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Recommend the video to a friend if you think you know anybody that might enjoy it. And I will talk to you guys in the very near future. See ya. So let's just hop right into it. Loop Hero is a... Oh, whoops. Sorry. Nope. I did not want to... No, don't close the game. Oh. I'll be right back.